Good news for fans of blood and or skulls. There's a new chunky Khorne boy entering the mortal realms. Let's check out the new article from Warhammer Community. So here's our Warhammer Community article released on the 8th of the 8th, 22, with the number 8 being Khorne's favoritist number. The article reads, Skullgrinder Herax brings death, destruction and a big flaming hammer to the Nethermaze. You will note this is a Warhammer Underworlds article, however I do say this is a Khorne figure, or a Khorne warband rather, for the Mortal Realms because they will invariably also show up in Age of Sigmar, and I reckon they're going to show up in Warcry as well, and if they don't, we have got free rules for 800 odd fighters. You can choose something in Khorne and proxy them, but I think even if they turn up in White Dwarf or maybe a freebie PDF, they'll be there. Anyway, on with the show. So they touch upon 8th of the 8th being Khorne Day here at Warhammer Community. If you like blood, skulls and the colour red, you're in with a nice time. Anyway, let's just get down to looking at this guy. So what we're told is the slaughterpriest Drom intends to enact a blood ritual at the heart of the Nethermaze, but he can't do it alone. He's accompanied by the Skullgrinder Herax, a creator of grim artifacts who shows the Khorne followers aren't all about skulls and blood, they can also light fire too. So his name is Herax, his title or occupation is Skullgrinder. They do follow certain naming conventions with Khorne. Nice to see a bit of body diversity here. I mean, this is a guy who looks like he won't shy away from a portion of chips with his meal. He is not only eating protein shakes, and I like that. I think if whenever you see World's Strongest Man, he has a bit of heft to him, and this guy looks like he could throw a punch. So for people who are into the underworld side of things, we do have some additional facts down here, and you can see in this additional artwork that's on the card that he will have this kind of canister slash furnace on his back, kind of like a backpack. I like to think of it as a mobile barbecue, potentially for skulls. I'm not sure what value that is, but maybe Khorne likes the skull ashes going everywhere. So this particular card is a reaction. Uses after a friendly fighter's successful range 1 or 2 attack action, enemy warbands treat hexes adjacent to this fighter as lethal hexes, in addition to other hex types. This effect persists until the end of the round, so he is running around setting fire to squares. And it goes on to say, just in case it wasn't obvious from the fact that Khorne worshippers, the Gore Chosen of Drom are a very aggressive warband who are constantly looking to wound their opponents or get wounded themselves. After all, Khorne cares not from where the blood flows. And this is particularly notable on their card from their Inspire mechanic is this fighter has 3 or more blood counters, and it does say on their card Blood Tithe. After setup, give them 1 blood counter. After an activation step in which this fighter is dealt damage or was dealt damage, other than by a lethal hex, so you can't go running through hexes as we used to do with the Oryx, you can give this fighter 1 blood type counter. So taking damage, causing damage, you're going to gain these. Once you gain 3, you inspire. So they go on to say we'll have more of the Gore Chosen of Drom as we get closer to the release. They do mention earlier Drom, as I've read out, Drom is a slaughterpriest, so we know we're getting a new slaughterpriest model. I've got one of those in a drawer somewhere because I've got 3 with White Dwarf back when they used to tack models onto the magazines. They haven't done that for a while. Anyway, that's all from me. If you'd like to check out any other videos, probably popping up on your screen now. Take care, have a good rest of your day.